In the 1980s, the United States faced an unexpected cheese surplus that transformed the dairy industry and sparked a national conversation about food policies. This surplus emerged from a combination of government subsidies, changing consumer preferences, and overproduction, leading to an astonishing stockpile of cheese that filled warehouses across the country. Understanding this historical context is crucial, as it highlights the complexities of agricultural policies and their far-reaching implications. Today, as we grapple with issues of food waste and sustainability, the lessons from the cheese surplus resonate more than ever. This topic is not just a quirky piece of history. It invites us to explore how government decisions impact our food systems and the economy. Join us as we delve into the fascinating world of cheese stockpiling and its lasting effects on American society. The cheese surplus of the 1980s can be traced back to a series of agricultural policies implemented in the late 1970s and early 1980s. During this period, the U.S. government aimed to stabilize farm incomes and ensure food security, leading to increased support for dairy farmers. As a result, dairy production surged, with farmers encouraged to produce more milk to meet both domestic and international demands. This overproduction, combined with changing consumer preferences, created an excess of cheese that outstripped market needs. Government subsidies played a pivotal role in shaping the cheese market, as they incentivized farmers to produce more than what was necessary. These policies, while well-intentioned, ultimately led to a significant cheese surplus, raising questions about the sustainability and effectiveness of agricultural practices in the U.S. food system. In response to the cheese surplus of the 1980s, the U.S. government implemented several stockpiling strategies aimed at managing the excess supply. One of the primary tactics involved purchasing large quantities of cheese to stabilize prices and support struggling dairy farmers. This approach was rooted in the belief that by removing surplus cheese from the market, the government could prevent a drastic drop in prices that would harm the dairy industry. However, these actions had significant implications for both the dairy sector and the broader economy. While they provided temporary relief to farmers, the stockpiling created a long-term burden on government resources and storage facilities. Additionally, the surplus cheese often ended up in food assistance programs, raising questions about the effectiveness of such interventions. Ultimately, the government's response highlighted the complexities of agricultural policy and its impact on market dynamics. The cheese surplus of the 1980s sparked a mixed reaction from the public and media, reflecting a broader sentiment about government intervention in the dairy market. Many consumers were skeptical of the government's role, questioning the necessity of stockpiling vast amounts of cheese while food prices fluctuated. Media coverage played a crucial role in shaping public opinion, often highlighting the absurdity of the situation, with headlines that emphasized the cheese mountain phenomenon. This coverage not only informed the public but also fueled a wave of cultural references and jokes, with comedians and satirists poking fun at the idea of a nation drowning in cheese. Such humor underscored the disconnect between government policies and everyday life, allowing people to engage with the issue in a lighthearted manner. Ultimately, the cheese surplus became a symbol of the complexities surrounding agricultural policy and public trust in government actions. The cheese surplus of the 1980s had lasting effects on the dairy industry that are still felt today. Initially, the surplus led to a significant drop in cheese prices, which altered consumer behavior as shoppers took advantage of lower costs. However, this price volatility created uncertainty for dairy farmers, many of whom struggled to maintain their livelihoods in the face of fluctuating market conditions. The surplus also prompted a re-evaluation of production practices, as farmers were encouraged to produce more milk to meet government quotas, leading to increased dairy production. This surge in output raised environmental concerns, including water usage, land degradation, and greenhouse gas emissions associated with larger dairy operations. As the industry adapted to these changes, the long-term implications of the surplus highlighted the need for sustainable practices that balance economic viability with environmental responsibility in dairy farming. The U.S. cheese surplus of the 1980s offers several key takeaways regarding government intervention in agriculture. One significant lesson is the importance of balancing support for farmers with market realities. Excessive intervention can lead to unintended consequences, such as overproduction and waste. This historical event serves as a cautionary tale that informs current food policies, emphasizing the need for sustainable practices and adaptive strategies in managing food supply. As we face modern challenges like climate change and food insecurity, the lessons from the cheese surplus encourage policymakers to consider the long-term impacts of their decisions. Additionally, viewers are invited to think critically about food supply management, recognizing that effective solutions require collaboration between government, farmers, and consumers. By reflecting on the past, we can better navigate the complexities of today's agricultural landscape and work towards a more resilient food system for the future. In summary, we explored the U.S. cheese surplus of the 1980s, delving into its historical context, the government's response through stockpiling strategies, and the public's mixed perception of these actions. This surplus not only impacted cheese prices and consumer behavior, but also highlighted the complexities of agricultural policies and their long-term effects on the dairy industry. Understanding these food surplus issues is crucial today as we navigate challenges like sustainability and food security. By reflecting on the lessons learned from this period, we can better inform current food policies and practices. If you found this discussion insightful, we encourage you to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share it with others who might be interested. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video.